Yes, Blaster Desperadopopoulos. This update is cracked. And yes, I'm playing with double cash mode because I cannot into boss mode very well. I always feel like I have no money in order to actually build what I need in order to actually get to the point where I can actually complete the boss, at least for the first 2 tiers. Now with the take aim ability, we can extend the range of one of our towers for a certain amount of time, which also includes the Monkey City. But I can just tell, like with Geraldo's level 14 camo invisibility potions, Ninja Kiwi will eventually take it out, and it can only be applied to the primary expertise. So this boss event has 300% HP, which means that it's going to take 3 times more hits to be able to take this behemoth down. And it goes 90% of the speed that it normally would do, so you're still looking at nearly 300% tougher. And also we have no Dartling Gunners and no Helis. I kind of get no Dartling Gunners because of the MAD, but why no Helis? Is there a bug with the Heli in the game at the moment which makes it stupidly OP, which requires the Heli to be not in this boss event? Now flare balloons. You can do a 2TC with a previously unusable mortar called the biggest one paired with the Golden Justice. But why can't you play a boss event with single cash? Different skill sets required. Now it's an absolute furnace in the UK at the moment. The minimal temperatures at the moment is above 30 degrees Celsius. If it was Fahrenheit, then I would see snow falling from the sky. Or actually, I wouldn't be. It would just be cold, and it would be sort of moist because the ground sometimes has a bit of moisture on it from low-hanging clouds, but there's not a single speck of cloud in the sky. It's just eternal sun. It is what we call the blazing sun. Right, we have a BLF. We have our, at some point, to be Apex Plaza Master on the field because it is one of the stronger ones against Blastapopoulos. Just because you create your rocks doesn't mean you're protected. In fact, it just gives us extra ammo in order to obliterate you from existence. It is literally a unique trait to this particular Paragon in order to actually, you know, defeat an opponent. Your walls may protect you from most things, but the Apex Blaster Master, it only serves to destroy you. Right, earns 1 for every new balloon spawned. This is a very powerful tool for this round since there's so many balloons that spawn on this round. Right, let's get that up and running. I hit the wrong key there, but alas. Okay, I don't think I can quite get a lead to gold, but we will at the very least get our means of popping the lead balloon. Okay, so I want you... I could have placed you slightly differently, but I think we should be fine. Probably about here in order to actually get us where we need to be. We want a... Actually, I can get lead to gold right now, actually. I forgot I had farms on the field. And let's go to rubber to gold. Now, what if we combine take aim and overclock? Actually, if you can combine 10 ultra boosts and take aim while being near another monkey village, think of a range in which we would have. Unfortunately, the multiplier factor of rubber to gold has been reduced from ×3 to ×2 when it comes to the amount of money in which we get. But then again, it was quite overtuned to where we just rack up so much cash because of the fact that the rubber to gold in update 48 attacked extremely quickly. The multiplication factor of the cash in which you get back from it has been gone down, so it kind of works, but I'd rather have the overtuned one than the more balanced one. Did you know that the game is designed to be balanced, and I keep forgetting to put down my farms? Third BRF, but I do want to be able to put this under a radar scanner. Our village, our alchemist over here. So we're going to get a radar scanner. You're not quite in range yet, but once we get the Monkey City, you will be under the range, and you will hit camo balloons. But here we go, Monkey City. Now you can hit camo balloons. Brilliant. Idea is you generate even more money, and then this pops them all. You pop them, And under that, we get even more money out of that multiplication factor already. Big monies. Also, we only have 70 max monkeys, but that was only really kind of good for the normal boss events since we couldn't even put down paragons. So in some cases where you're not allowed any paragons, that could be considered as the elite one rather than the normal one, because of the fact that, well, in the normal one we're not allowed paragons, but obviously in this scenario we are. So we've got a bigger power spike in order to go through. I didn't even mean to give that, I was meant to sell it, but you know what? That's absolutely fine. Let's get ourselves a 5th BRF at some point. Okay, let's remove this because we do need some defense, because we're going to be going up against a pretty bulky tower soon called the Tier 1 Elite Blastapopoulos. Okay, we're going to go way up to Elite Defender, but even in the normal boss event, this thing kind of struggled against them, so I'm going to alch buff it, and I may even get an overclock for it, or just switch focus for our overclock to go onto you, because this is a little bit of a tough boss if you ask me. It is what you call a very bulky boss. Well, they haven't really moved fast, so perhaps we can get away with this, and we don't have to worry about, you know, camo balloons seeking through, because of the fact that, well, you are able to actually hit camo balloons thanks to being under the radar scanner. Oh. We're not always going to be. I just realized that Blastapopoulos reduces our range. I guess that plan's out the window, but at the very least the alchemists are still within the range, so that's pretty good. That's pretty snazzy. You know what? I'm going to put down a embrittlement if you would get your rocks out of the way, thank you. Just so that we can do a little bit more damage against it and also cool it down as well. Yeah, the embrittlement is able to cool down Blastapopoulos faster than the Elite Defender is able to add more flame to the fire. You are making it very far though, and you are halfway through the track, but you're only going to be able to be attacking faster as time goes on, Elite Defender. Stop disabling my farms, how dare you, Blastapopoulos. Right, I think you are now outside the range of our embrittlement, so now let's put down another one. Right, we're going to do something stupidly sneaky, and that involves putting a village over here, which you normally wouldn't be able to do so because this water is too freaking huge. Do not mind me, just building my economy. Just about to go on a wild spree of absorbing farms to add to the grand empire of the Monkeyopolis. Okay, yeah, the Elite Defender, I think we need more than just that in order to take this down more reliably. Especially if we're on a timed event where I actually do this legit without double cash, then we would need a means of being able to do this better. Right, last skull appeared. Hopefully we can do this. I know I'm being very greedy with my farms, but trust me, they're going to be put to good use, let me tell you that much. Right, we're just about to hit your breaking point, dear friend, thing, foe. You're definitely foe, by the way. And coming to the last few thousand HP. No, you're dead. That is just brilliant. Take you as well. And now we put you down here, we can actually safely take you away because it's on enough land to where we don't actually need to worry about it disappearing. Overclock and take aim. And that is a little too ambitious, but still very good nonetheless. We've got a lot of range here to work with. If I thought about this event more, I'd have put these in different spots. I did have to sell my rubber to gold. I'll reinitialize that at some point. Now we've got to think about our objectives up ahead here. Yeah, if this technique is kept in the game by the time the next Paragon comes out, I'm going to have to think about relocating my Monkeyopolis so that we can absorb even more farms on Resort. Right, I think we can do this with one particular tool in mind here. I just hope I can... I'm going to have to get rid of one of these. I'm going to have to get rid of you first. Let us unleash the Flying Fortress upon this, because this will be able to take it out. Obviously with overclock. Right, let's put down the avatar of Wrath as well so you can go down pretty quickly, although we will get burnt up very quickly as well. So you take some and you lose some. Okay, I'm going to put you over here. I'm going to need you to I'll put you on larger radius because we've got a pretty short radius anyways. Yeah, as long as the Blastapopoulos is on the field, I cannot absorb all of these farms just because of the fact that by having you on the field, all of our range is reduced anyways, which is not what you call a good thing. Yeah, tier 2 at 810,000 HP. That's not what we call a good time, is it? But I don't even want to get Banana Central because I want to reserve this money in order to get the Monkeyopolis to begin with. Although we may just get it down this one since it's not going to absorb it anyways. And you know what, we'll get you to an Ultra Boost as well just because we've got nothing else to use for it for the moment. Don't worry, we will be earning big stonks. I should have actually got you before round 60 to be honest, Monkeyopolis. That would have made much more sense. Yeah, you are taking a beating to try and take down. You are honestly such a parasite to try and deal with, Blastapopoulos. Would even getting a perma-brew at this point would be beneficial for the Flying Fortress? I presume it would, but I'm just not feeling it really. I could even gotten an Apex Plaza Master by this point with all this waiting around, but hey, guess what? I decided to do this the hard way. Definitely done it the hard way. We're essentially gearing up the bosses, so tier 1 is tier 2, tier 2 is tier 3, etc. Right, 100k left, but we're so close to tier 3. We're not able to utilize our money at all. Just simply because you exist on the field. Sometimes I really hate you, Blastapopoulos. But you're not as worse as Vortex. That boss is just indiscriminate. But I finally have taken you out and we can sell all of this crap. Or I can finally put you into action, but I just didn't think you were worth it in the end. I should have just gone with a smaller one. But now we are definitely ready for a tier 3 Blastapopoulos. We will be getting, of course, the Apex Plaza Master for this, and you will definitely go down under my boot heel. Yeah, you could definitely say I was a bit too ambitious with our Monkeyopolis there. Couldn't quite reach this corner here, although with a few Ultra Boosts we would be able to do that, paired with Take Aim, but I just feel like Ninja Kill is going to take that means away from the Monkey City, because it's even better than when level 14 invisibility potion was able to be applied to a village that cannot attack a balloon. And we earn over 7,600 muns per crate. That is definitely what we call a worthy sacrifice of rounds in order to get more crates, more money, sorry, from each crate. Right, let's get the Apex Plaza Master. Let's try and max you out. Let's see if we can max you out now. There we go. Just need a few more K added to there. And I need you to be in a range so that you can absolutely devastate this thing, because we can also rely on the trees on this map in order to bounce off stuff so that we can actually take you out, which would be brilliant. Come on, I dare you. Get in range of Apex Plaza Master. I dare you. I utterly dare you. Right, once you are in striking range of Apex Plaza Master, which should be about now actually, even though you'll lay rocks, it won't benefit you one bit. I mean, just look. You put these here, but I still can't attack. Well, isn't that just fantastic? Hopefully by the time you come down here, you will be finished. Even blocking the line side of our Apex Plaza Master, this is not as effective as I thought it was going to be. That's not what you call a fun scenario, is it? Although we have beaten tier 3 of this thing, so that's pretty good. Very nice amount of damage. Should have gotten you a long time ago, Energizer, in order to help reduce our ability cooldowns and also level you up a bit faster. No problem, DDTs. Get away from me. Oh. I thought you were in range of a thingy-babobby-babob, so that you can get even more money. I guess I'm gonna have to put another one around you then. Okay, that's much better. I don't know why that just decreased in range. What the flub does automatic do? Do not go into the range of the DDTs, even though I know you will do, Apex Plaza Master. I need as much money as possible, which is why we are doing this way round. But I don't know how much the Bounty Hunter can actually utilize when it comes to your farming strategies. I think, honestly, the best thing that it can do for your entire run when it comes to getting more money is take aim on the Monkey City that is going to be sacrificed into the Monkeyopolis. Just add a bit more range. Now, it's going to be a bit early to get this particular power gun because I like to save it to the end so we can keep utilizing these overclocks. However, in update 49, a new feature has been added to the Master Builder, which enables it to have an ability outside of deploying towers. We can now overclock paragons by using you. Okay, degree 63, that's pretty good. But look at this, a brand new ability. And with this ability, we will be able to overclock the competition. We'll be able to use it on stuff which we have already, and then we'll be able to use it on paragons, including our beloved friend down here, the Apex Blaster Master. So that is an overclocked paragon. You never seen it before on the channel, but now you have. Alright, please fire again so we can utilize you again. We're also going to be getting the what do you would call it, the Spike Factory Paragon, and then probably some, I didn't mean to do that by the way, and possibly another Paragon as well in order to help us out here. It's definitely not going to be one of the major Paragons actually, because I think they're the weakest when it comes to Blastapopoulos, because they both have some forms of attacks that actually can't damage Blastapopoulos. What about overclock? Oh, it can't overclock itself. Okay. Here's a downside to having the overclock ability. You cannot do it on yourself. Although the downside of having these Paragon sentry stars, that some of them do actually add to the fire of our enemy here. Okay, I'm going to need you to keep on attacking, please, Apex Blaster Master. I'm kind of relying on you here in order to actually do a lot of damage. God, that thing is overclocking horrendously, as in good. And you last for 100% of the time? I think you do, actually. You do last 100% of the time, which is good. Okay, now we're doing the damage now that we are within the range where you can lay your rocks up, but we can still do damage against you with the Apex Blaster Master, and that is tier 4 done and dusted. 21 million HP is sometimes the HP of a tier 5. I can see combinations where the Goliath Doom ship and the Master Builder is going to be used. You're only going to need a degree 1 Master Builder, unless of course the degree actually benefits the amount in which this can actually perform. So let's say if it's degree 100, then its overclock is even better than a degree 1. But I see it being like the Goliath Doom ship, where it's exactly the same thing regardless of what degree it's at. Now we are going to forge you even further than usual. Okay, 594,000. That's a really good basis and actually to be able to start us to be able to get a Goliath Doom ship here. So I'm going to put, let's say, 2 million into our Mega Massive Munitions Factory, would grant us a degree 54. That's a pretty good degree. Pretty good degree. And I still think that Spike Factories overall need a price buff, as in make them cheaper. Put overclock on you so that you produce more spikes, please. And even more. Combine both this and this together. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. Combine both of those abilities. Right, what we've got left going on here, we should be able to create ourselves a pretty okay Goliath Doom ship here. With exactly 0 left, we've got a degree 45. So that's pretty okay if you ask me when it comes to its degree levels. Put you center path because you're just that good. You can just do that. Regardless of where you put your plane, you can just do it. Just do it! Okay, let's see how we perform against Blastapopoulos with these 4 Paragons and Benjamin. Don't forget Benjamin. And it's near 260k gains. Okay, let's see how we do. 105 million HP! What? Okay, gonna overclock for Goliath. Oh my god. Imagine if it's at degree 100, the devastation it would cause. Like, this is... Oh my god, we're annihilating this thing. Unlike Elite Vortex on Resort, which had probably even more HP than this, we've got this no problem. Like, this is... Excuse me? Could you please not do that to me, please? Although we are relying on abilities, and I wonder what's gonna happen if we just put everything here together. Put you together, press all these abilities. Yeah, just explode them. I did hear that there was a glitch in the game where the amount of damage this thing can do is near infinite, but I'm not too sure about how to initiate that. But you'll soon go out of the range of our spike paragon here, which is not what you call a very, very good thing. Oh right, that's just the Blastapopoulos disabling abilities, okay. What do you miss on Rogue Legends normally when you had 2 eyes that are in flames, but now you just have the 1 because we can only go up to 4 battles. Did you hear about 2 new artifacts in Rogue Legends actually? Not as many as introduced in update 48, which I thought was a much better update for Rogue Legends. And also they weren't as, like, they weren't nerfs, just like with nearly everything else in this update, which is like, I'm gonna nerf you, I'm gonna nerf you, and I'm gonna nerf you. For what reason? Not even I know. Yeah, I can see world records broken because of the Master Builder's new overclock ability on Paragons. Like, that is such a welcome addition to the Master Builder. Like, I think in 1 or 2 updates ago, they made it so that it charges up sooner with this self-overclocking, but it's just so good. I don't know if it's like, with the Master Builder, it keeps overclocking itself until a certain point, but same with the ability on selected Paragons or Towers, but I don't think that is actually the case. Yeah, last tier now. And we are definitely what you call there. Okay, I'm just going to use on the Goliath Doom ship. Like, in short term, it's better used on the Spike Paragon, but after a while, you just use it on your Goliath Doom ship because it has global range. Oh yeah, because of the fact that you can only use this ability once around. Okay, Blastapopoulos tier 5 done and dusted. What a huge boss that was. Like, his tier 4 is like higher than a lot of tier 5 bosses, I swear. So, Goliath Doom ship, yeah, got the most amount of pops, no surprise there. 23 million from Master Builder is very good. 34 million from the Apex Blasphemous is brilliant. Obviously, degree 100 overclocked on Sulphur Springs, and I don't think anything could escape from that, really. 28 million from you is pretty good. And obviously 55 million from you is brilliant. It's like in the normal scenario of this boss event, you had to use a VTSG to try and get yourself as far as possible. And even there's still kind of a struggle with the amount of HP that it has. But you have stuff like Megalodon, Spiked Mine, oh sorry, Super Mines, Flying Fortress, etc. But then you also have Ben as well to give you some Benjamin DJ. He's jamming. Thank you for your financial sacrifices. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this scenario as much as I have had doing it, etc. I desperately want some Desperado stuff. Ace, Sniper. Well, Sniper is nearly there. Spike Factory, Destroyer. You know what? That's my face right now because I didn't get anything for Desperado. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, and take care of yourselves.